Pilot episodes are standalone episodes of television series used to sell to a specific network so that the show can be picked up and keep running. These pilot episodes usually showcase the main protagonist, antagonist, how the story is, and what universe they're in. Power Rangers is kind of weird though because it's only had one pilot, that being the first one seen in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And Power Rangers has been running for over 28 seasons now, so a pilot isn't that necessary. However, with each new season, we get a new team, new Megazords, new weapons, new allies, new villains, a new universe, new lore, and the first episode is the perfect place to find out where we are and where we're headed. So today, we'll be counting down in no particular order the top 5 pilot/first episodes in Power Rangers history. Let's talk about it. Yo, what's up everybody, it's Este here, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be talking about the first episodes of Power Rangers. As you know, with each new season of Rangers, we get new teams and new universes. You know, each season kind of has their own motif in a way, so they have a new story, a new universe, and even though most Power Ranger seasons are connected, each series is kind of in their own universe, so that first episode is essential to figuring out the rest of the show and how it is. So we're just gonna hop in this top 5 list. 1,000 likes and I'll bring you more videos just like this one, and make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any single future videos. A small percentage of you is actually subscribed, so subscribe today. You can always unsubscribe later, but you shouldn't though. Join the E-Squad today. Let's jump right into the list. Number 5, Dino Charge, Powers from the Past. Now, after the disappointment of both Power Rangers Megaforce and Power Rangers Super Megaforce, us fans were exhausted to say the least. We've had bad season across bad season, and we wanted something good for once. And we got that in a way with Power Rangers Dino Charge. That first episode in 2015, Powers from the Past, was an absolute banger. This episode introduces the layout of the whole story set in the Amber Beach Dinosaur Museum, and actually focuses on 2 Rangers instead of 5. That being Tyler and Shelby, who later became a couple, kinda sorta. Dino Charge was a weird show. But that first episode was really good, and there was a lot of original stuff with it, including the original villain Sledge, along with his army of villains, which were really funny and was honestly the best parts of Dino Charge. This episode gives us the backstory of Keeper, who is the protector of the Energems, the power source for the Dino Charge Rangers. But the backstory kind of contradicts the histories of the dinosaurs seen in Dino Thunder and Mighty Morphin, so it was weird. This is a weird show. But you know, prehistoric, we got dinosaurs. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? Yeah, that's why we have another dinosaur show, Dino Fury. But besides the appearance of 2 Rangers, we also get a Zord fight with the appearance of the T-Rex Zord taking on a monster all by itself. But hey, for our first episode, this did a great job establishing the whole universe of Dino Charge. We would learn about Tyler and his missing dad, and how he would find his red Energem, and how Fury, a villain in the show, may be connected to all of this. And we also learn about Shelby, who works at the museum snack bar, who would later find the pink Energem and would have the experience to work more with dinosaurs. Overall, a good time, and this first episode of Dino Charge really hit it out the ballpark. Number 4, Mystic Force, Broken Spell. Now, Mystic Force had a lot going for it. We were in a brand new universe in a way, because we were in the world of magic, something rarely explored in the past of Power Rangers. And after the previous series being sent to the future with Power Rangers SPD, we're back in present day and we're hit with tons of magic. So it was essential to getting to know everything there is about this magical universe. So this episode was split into 2 parts, being a total of 44 minutes long, which is all we need to know about the Rangers, the villains, and the lore of the show. Part 1 taught us about the war against the undead and the wizards, along with our villain Korak and our main 5 Mystic Rangers, with 4 working at a record/comic shop, along with our protagonist Nick, who was a loner and rides a motorcycle, so he's cool. They get lured into the magical realm of Briarwood. We see their epic cool base, and we got some exposition on how they became Rangers. Nick, though, didn't feel like he was ready to be a Ranger, so he basically left the team for them to nearly get destroyed by Korak. But we did get the appearance of the White Mystic Ranger, which was only one time until she showed up again later. That was still cool though. But no worries guys, in part 2, they would get saved, Nick would come back, the Rangers would morph up, Nick would come and morph up with them, and we would have our Mystic Force team of Rangers. Now, to be honest, these episodes were outstanding. It was really essential that we know everything about this magical realm, and they did a great job showing off all of that, with the forest kind of being like a different universe. It has different color tones and different creatures and characters that were all purely mysterious. They succeeded in showing off all the cool parts, both good and evil, of the Mystic Force world. Number 3, Time Force, Force from the Future. Now, Force from the Future is another 2-parter pilot episode, and it's seriously a fan favorite. This episode establishes the state of the world in the year 3000 and the organization known as Time Force, who have recently captured big villain Rancic, and are about to transport him to prison, where the Time Force gets ambushed and Rancic would escape. Rancic would then later fight Alex, the original Time Force Red Ranger, and would literally kill him in front of his girlfriend. A dead Ranger. First episode. Never been seen before. Rancic would escape in 2001 with the Time Force Rangers right behind him. But the thing is that they got their chronomorphers and they can't unlock them without having a Red Ranger 1 out there. So we would meet Wesley, who would have similar DNA to that of Alex. After a fight with Jen, Wes joins and morphs up and fights alongside the Time Force team, but at the end gets his morpher revoked and storms off. But damn, no wonder Time Force is such a fan favorite. These first episodes really did a great job in explaining everything we need to know about the future, the year 3000, and the Time Force and their history with Rancic. Focusing on how a villain has already been beaten, escaped, and how we have to chase them through a time travel show, that is amazing. And to kill a Ranger in the first episode, that was absolutely so weird to see in a kids show, but it's what made Time Force such a fan favorite show. Overall, that makes this first episode one of the best out there. Number 2, RPM, A Road to Corinth. Now, you can't talk about first episodes without talking about Power Rangers RPM. You can literally show this first episode to anybody that's a fan and not a fan of Power Rangers, and they will genuinely enjoy it. This episode introduces us to the dome city of Corinth and alongside what happened in the world after the start of the Vengeance virus. And if you thought killing a Ranger was bad, they literally killed the whole world, practically. Everybody else who was survived have lived in a dome city of Corinth. We will get introduced to our 3 Rangers, which backstories we learned about later on, with Flint saving a bus full of people, and with Scott and Summer driving through the gates of Corinth at the last second. We cut to a year later where we meet Dylan, who is an unknown person who doesn't really know his real name or his whereabouts. He's been trying to find his way to Corinth, and that's where we meet Ziggy, which is his lovable sidekick bromance partner. They would drive through the Vengeance barricade and fight through hella grinders as they make it to the city of Corinth, where in the last scene we actually see the Power Rangers for the first time. The RPM Rangers would morph and Dylan would ask, "What's a Power Ranger?" Boom! End of the episode. Damn, RPM was one of my favorite Power Rangers seasons, so seeing this episode at 8 years old just blew my mind that this is Power Rangers. There was so much mystery and suspense that it literally felt like a Terminator movie on a TV show. It's a no-brainer why this would appeal both to fans and non-fans of the show. It was such a different take of the concept of what was Power Rangers, and considering there's this whole universe that's literally just this show, it makes sense. And it's very worth the payoff at the end of RPM, and this first episode was just the first domino in the rest of the series. If you haven't seen that first episode, I recommend you go check it out. Number 1, Zeo, a Zeo beginning. Now, this is one of the most classic first episodes in Power Rangers history because it introduces a brand new stage in the Power Rangers brand, a brand new team. After this long arc of the Rangers turning to kids, the Alien Rangers, the Zeo's Crystal arc of MMPR Season 3, it's all led us to this moment, Zeo Episode 1. We see our MMPR villains celebrate the destruction of the Power Rangers, but it's cut short as we see our new villains come in, the Machine Empire. So those old villains flee and the new villains set in, ready to invade Earth. The Rangers are still kind of shook on what happened in the finale of MMPR, but they would later find the Zeo Crystal, and later their new underground base, the Power Chamber. Zordon and Alpha would already be there, and use the Zeo Crystal to turn our heroes into the Zeo Power Rangers, as their old MMPR powers are now gone forever, along with their Shogun Zords and their Ninja Zords. They would morph up and fight some cogs as the Machine Empire invades Earth, but the Rangers would quickly defeat them, and they would finally celebrate in the juice bar at the end of the episode, now that they're all back together again, and Power Rangers once more. Now, this 2-parter is definitely another banger. There's so much going on in Zeo. Tommy is now the Red Ranger, we have a new Yellow Ranger with Tanya, obviously the Machine Empire is here, our old villains are leaving, Billy left the team, he's tech guy full time, the new base, Bulk and Skull, Rito and Gold are on Earth now, they lost their memories. This sets up so much stuff for the rest of the series. That's why this is literally such a great first episode. It literally tells us what we should see in the future episodes. As this wasn't just a Zeo beginning, it was a new beginning for the rest of Power Rangers history. And that's it for today. What was your favorite first episode of Power Rangers? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Don Fuego. I'm also on Instagram, NotDonFuego. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later. My name's Este. Have a great day, and of course, and as always, stay awesome, everybody.